Hello everybody and welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed our last scenarios we've already played, and thanks for your precious feedback which helps us to improve. Today we've got scenario 2 and I hope we'll try our best to entertain you. Okay, and these are all of my chaos ships. Thanks Chris for being allowed to use your models. The ship fleeing will be a 190 point devastation cruiser. The Chaos Lord is on board, so it's around 240 I think, and still below the 250 point limit. And the fleet which tries to come to help, or which is part of the trap after the Great One will try to lure the Imperial vessels inside the trap, are a Carnage cruiser at 180 points and 2 escorts of 3 frigates each, 3 Idolater raiders and 3 Infidel raiders. And these are around 675 points.
The pursuing forces for our scenario game report number 2, called The Bait, are 495 points of Space Marines. It's exactly the same fleet I was using in the last game, so it consists again out of 2 strike cruisers. The one that is marked with the blue little chip next to its base is the one in its standard configuration, which only has 1 shield, while the one in the background is the one with the upgraded second shield. In front of it we got 2 rapid strike vessels. These are Firestorm frigates, and the other one are 2 Nova class frigates from the Space Marine list.
Okay, we're back. After the movement of my first turn, I was lucky, although having rolled really low for leadership, I was able to get full ahead, which resulted me in moving 41 centimeters. So my fleeing ship should be close to the reinforcements.
A rather uneventful Space Marine turn 1. After having successfully rolled for full speed ahead, the rapid strike vessels were able to in total fly 43 centimeters. The Nova strike vessels, being capable of flying 35 centimeters themselves without any special orders, tried to get full speed ahead, but unfortunately I was fumbling for my leadership test, despite them having a leadership test value of 10. So in the end I was unable to accelerate with my forces to the speed that I wanted them to fly, and despite the best of my attempts, I am still out of range of all of my firepower. So yeah, the fleet is moving towards the middle of our table here, but there's no way that I could fire onto the fleeing ship for this round.
Okay, as you can see, I succeeded in giving another order, which was come to a new heading. So the distance will close between the 2 fleets, but I'm ready to use the first of my weapons as soon as the enemies get closer to me.
Space Marines, movement phase, turn 2. In comparison to the last turn, I did way better, as you can see, with the green dice in front of all of my fleet. Basically, every single part of my Space Marine fleet was able to push ahead with full speed, with all the extra centimeters that I was rolling with my dice. On average, I was flying something around 43 centimeters with every single ship. But despite them now being as fast as they never were before, they're still out of range with all of their weapon systems. But it's only a matter of time until we are close enough on our prey.
And to be honest, it looks quite threatening. Okay, we're back after my third movement, and as you can see, the trap's been sprung. The ships, which went at the side or behind a moon, maybe suddenly appeared in the flank of the Space Marines. So they were ordered, they try to do a lock on. The others didn't succeed in giving orders. We've got some lances to shoot, some batteries to shoot. Let's do the regular stuff. First, we've got one hit on 5s on them. Yeah, I rolled a 6, so you can try to negate because you...
No.
Okay.
This will automatically kill the first shield.
Okay. And then we've got...
I can only roll for actual damage. So taking away a shield is not damage yet.
Then we've got 3 on 6s on him. 1 6, so 1 shield. Yep. And then we've got them on the cruiser. 6 dice from, I think it's the large one, the Carnage. Yeah, it's the Carnage. On 6s, come on, only 1. So only, okay, at least, okay, then we've got some lances and torpedoes. First of all, 3 lances into him on 4s. Only pray for a metal, 2 of them. And you can roll 2 dice against them.
Racing for impact, 4+. Nope.
No, so we've got 2 hits. Now let's see if these are critical hits. Oh, only 2 5s, no 6s. So he's down 2 wounds. And then we've got my 2 lances into them on 4s. Got a 3 and a 1. This was bad.
You can reroll. He has lock on.
Oh. Yeah. And this was worse. Yeah. This is bad because I didn't want them to survive so close to my army. Now, okay, in the next phase, we'll need some fighters and bombers. I think 2 fighters and 2 bombers. And we've also got some torpedoes over there. I'd like to move them into them, but they'll have to pass, yeah, it's okay, 20 from, what is it called?
If you go through the blast block, you need to roll on a 6. They will collide with the blast blocker.
All of them or 6 times?
No, the entire marker.
Okay.
Those only ones.
See, I rolled a 6, so all of them are gone.
That was unfortunate.
Like today.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's the end of my turn. We can remove some markers.
No, we can't. They're all invisible.
Okay. Thanks for reminding me. So there's nothing to be repaired. You don't have critical hits to repair. So I think that's the end of my third. Oh, they can fly. Yeah.
Up to 20 centimeters.
I come closer. Somewhere over here. I'll put them there. And that's the end of my turn.
Alright, so we have carefully moved ourselves into positions, despite still suffering from the brace for impact that I was calling out last turn. The Space Marine strike cruiser is going to fire its weapon batteries and its bombardment cannon into the idolator escorts over here. And then over here we have our two rapid strike vessels who also are suffering from the brace for impact from last turn, but still will attempt to shoot the Chaos cruiser over here. So we are going to put some firepower into the Devastation cruiser. The escorts over here, I was lucky, I got my lock-on special rule for this turn, so they do not have a lot of firepower, but at least I can reroll my two lances and my regular firepower. This strike cruiser over here is still out of range to hit anything, but I have decided to at least put some Thunderhawks into space already, because Marcus's escorts will come closer, so I might be able to strike them next turn. Also, the cruiser over here has just a single Thunderhawk squadron that I could launch, because, like I said, this brace for impact will halve all of its firepower and the launch bay capacity. And well, let's see if we can do some actual damage this turn. So we begin with the strike cruiser. I'm going to try to hit the escorts
over there, maybe,
with the regular weapons batteries. So this one did not hit anything. We have a single bombardment cannon on a 4. No, also misses. The rapid strike vessels, a single die for the batteries that hits and will take away one shield.
Yep.
And then the lance did unfortunately not hit. Then over here we got regular firepower, does not do anything but reroll for lock on, still nothing. Two lances, reroll, a single hit, takes away a shield. And then we have our Thunderhawks. Well, let's hit them with the Thunderhawk over here and then have them just fly a little bit into the middle here.
Yeah.
Okay, you got your defensive turrets, so you can try to take out the Thunderhawks.
How much do we have? All of them, or just the two?
No, the one that is
from
attacked.
From the single one.
The single one that is attacked should have one turret.
Yep.
So 4+.
Come on, let's pray for a wonder. No,
Nope.
one. That's bad once more.
So I can try to do some damage here for hit and run. A D6 +1 for being Space Marine. So that does automatically 1 point of damage, so this one's gone.
Okay.
Well, at least we knocked out one thing. And it's going to turn into a blast marker instead. At the end of the phase, we do remove the 6 blast markers. Well, okay, that's all of them. With the exception of those over here, because they're in direct contact. Rather uneventful. I would have hoped for a little more than that, but what can you do?
Okay. After my fourth movement, as you can see, because of the brace for impact, there's only a small amount of dice being fired into these escorts, but 3 of my infidels succeeded in getting some new torpedoes ready to be fired into their back, and they've got their batteries as well. My cruiser I didn't give my cruiser any new orders. He's got 11 dice into the back of this wounded Space Marine cruiser, and the remaining 2 idolators will use, because of brace for impact, only 1 lance and 1 battery, but in the back of the cruiser as well. And then we've got these, of course. Maybe I'll use them on them, but let's see. Okay, our batteries are first and the lenses, so let's do this one on a 5 into them. I roll a 1, okay, and 4 lens, no. Okay, now we've got 3 on 5s, at least 1 5. And here we've got the regular shot. I can sum them up on 6s. Come on, I can't see. Oh, 2 6s. That's bad. And then we've got 1 lens. Yeah. And the lens is on a 4. Come on, 4. No. Oh, that's incredible bad shooting. No harm done. So I've only got my torpedoes left. And okay, all of the 6 into this ship.
The rapid strike vessels got 2 turrets.
Yeah.
That's the only good thing about the rapid strike vessels, since they are Imperial ships and not Space Marine ships. They got their little bonies. Hey, I shoot down 1, so there's still 5 of them.
5, okay. And now I've got 5 dice.
Yep, now you need to impact on my armor.
Okay, on 5s. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so since I braced for impact, let's see if I will survive this. 4 plus. The one that I didn't is going to be enough to kill it.
Okay. And then we've only got my flyers left. And they'll try to... No, it's more than 20. But I think they tried nevertheless, because where will you be going? This one is inbound. And we'll have to go there. So they'll move a little over there. And they move in this direction. So can't repair any damage. And that's the end of my...
There's 2 blast markers that
Okay.
could in theory get removed.
One of them. So I think that's the end of my turn.
Space Marines turn 4. All of my little escort ships tried to get behind, or at least in close vicinity of the Devastation cruiser, and I managed to do that. Hopefully I can deal some damage over there. The strike cruiser has reloaded its ordnance, which I'm going to mark by putting the markers right next to the base for this round. The other cruiser is still under the influence of brace for impact, which I renewed last turn, but it still is close enough to those infidel raiders that I can at least put a little bit of firepower into them.
I try brace for impact with both of them.
Okay.
Okay, for the small ones on 9, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, and for him on 8 plus 1 for your orders is 9 as well. Yeah. Lucky. So we've got 2 times brace for impact.
Yep. So I begin with the cruiser,
into the first of my ships.
firing into the closest of the raiders. That's a hit and takes away the shield.
And now the bombardment cannon.
And then the bombardment cannon, which misses. And over here, closest target is him. First the battery misses, the bombardment cannon hits, takes away the shield from this escort. Then we have The escort ship firing its battery into the cruiser, misses. Firing its lance, hits, takes away the first of the shields.
Yep.
Then the battery fire misses. 2 lances, one of them hits, only takes away the other shield. And then we have our Thunderhawk squadrons. I'm going to make contact with the middle ship, which does not have a blast marker, so you can try to use your defensive turret against the markers.
1 or 2?
1. You got only 1 turret.
1 on a
4+.
Okay. Yep.
So
One of them
1
down.
gets shot down.
Great case for the others. They're completely demoralized by seeing
And
the.
those making a hit and run. Yeah, why do I even roll it? I mean, it's automatically destroyed.
Are you sure? I'm on brace for impact. Don't they weld the bulkhead shut or stuff like that?
No, since it's internal damage that is caused.
This one. Heavy damage to my precious escorts.
And then we got the other squadrons. Yeah, well, I have to. It's one big squadron, so they have to fly here. Since you're with a blast marker in contact, I have to roll. So they do survive. I'm not sure if you can use the turret again. As far as I understood it, you can use the turrets either against torpedoes or against flyers. Since you use them against flyers, I would think that you're entitled to try to shoot at them also. Let's just roll. If it's wrong, please put it in the comments, but I think you are entitled to roll against that squadron also.
Probably I won't roll a 4+ anyway. Oh yeah, it was a 5. So if this
one
changes
taken
the
away,
outcome of the game, then
and the other one destroys the ship.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, in the end phase we can remove some blast markers. Up to one out of 1. Which one is it? Probably the one that doesn't have any influence.
Up to you to decide. So we are back after my 5th movement, and as you can see, the few remaining escorts tried their best to shoot at the enemy one final time, but let's start with our large cruiser still suffering from brace for impact. Okay, I've got 1 lance and 1 battery. Let's do the battery first. On a 5, no. And now we've got the lance. No, and I can't re-roll. That's bad because now I'll have to sacrifice fighters or bombers. Then here we've got on a 6 into the back of the other cruiser. No, nothing happened. No orders were given apart from this one getting lock on. So we've got 8 into the back of this cruiser on 6s, and I may re-roll them. Now we've got 1, 6 and 7 re-rolls. And they didn't result in a... So, nothing happened. Now we've got 3 battery dice from the escorts. 1, 6. They mustn't re-roll. And we've got 2 lances on 4s, but you're on brace for impact once more. Not a single one. Oh, that's bad. Worth shooting. Yeah. So the only ones who can possibly inflict some damage are them, the fighters and the bombers into the stricken one, which is on brace for impact. So we've only got half
the fighters. So the fighter escort dies.
Okay.
And now you got 1d6 of bombs raining down on it, minus the 1 turret.
So it's 1 left.
It's 1 bomb against the hulls capacity of 5+.
Okay.
So basically roll against its armor. Nope. Bounced off harmlessly.
And we'll try the same. Once again into this one.
I have a single turret because I'm under brace. Nope. This time the escorting turrets. Escorting fighters. No. The fighters did not get shot down. So what that means is they occupy my turret.
Okay.
Now you get your D6 and we do not suffer the -1 for the turret. So it's 2 bombs.
2 bombs on 5s. 2
Yay.
6s finally.
Race.
Okay.
Race.
Yeah, 2 6s.
And I survived.
So the bombers and fighters, I think, are away.
Yeah, they return to the ship.
Yeah, this was really bad. Okay, that's the end of my 5th turn.
Alright, after some maneuvering, here's what we are trying to do for this round. At first, we have our front strike cruiser.
The undamaged one,
the undamaged one, which is going to try to hit the idolaters. First with the batteries.
I'm on brace for impact.
So the first one only takes away a shield. Now we got the 2 bombardment cannons. It's actually 2 hits, so it would destroy the closer ship.
2 dice. First one.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then there's 1 shot coming through. On a 4, let's hope and pray. Yeah.
Yep.
So they survived for the moment. No, you've got 1 shot left from your other cruiser.
Yep.
Or 2 shots.
Now the back cruiser. It's a single battery.
No.
Which misses, and the bombardment cannon also misses.
Lucky that they survived.
And then over here we have put our escorts in the back of the devastation cruiser. At first we got the single rapid strike vessel firing its battery, which does miss, and the lance, which also misses. And then we got
5 dice left. 3
dice for the batteries into the devastation. That was good, because that's the 2 shields.
And then you've got your 2 lances.
And then we got 2 lance shots. One of them hits, but you have your brace for impact.
No.
So I actually take away the first life.
Yeah.
Is it critical? No, it is not. So yay, we did some damage to a capital ship. Yay. And that's it for the round. And then we do remove some blast markers.
And you have got your Thunderhawks left.
Oh, thanks for reminding me of those. Yeah, that's true. 3 blast markers will get removed. But first you can move those Thunderhawks. I'm going to fly through the blast markers, so you have to roll for both of the Thunderhawks. I'm trying to hit each of the 2 ships. So I'm trying to move the first one to the closer. They get through the blast marker, the other one trying to make contact here. They also survive, so you can try to shoot them down with your turret.
Only a single one, okay.
Yes.
Armor 4+ for this ship. Yep. Down, and on a 4+ for this one. No, so they're through.
And they get it.
Okay.
Yet another blast marker. Then we have rolled a 3 for removing blast markers. So what I'm going to remove are those 2 and this one.
Okay, as you can see, I only have few options, and I think most of them won't succeed in doing harm. Okay, my remaining lance, which was on brace for impact, will use its 2 dice into the rear of this one. 1 on 5 is an error, 1 on 6 I think it is, because it's a capital ship. 1 on 6 and 1 on 4. The 1 on 6, no. The lens, a 3, that's not enough. Then we've got 2 batteries from over there on 6s, 1 of them, so it's 1 shield, and 1 lands on 4, no, so nothing happened, and I've probably sacrificed my remaining lance-bearing frigate. That's bad, and now we've only got the torpedoes later on and the lock-on shots from this one into the closest, the unharmed yet. So 8 dice on 6s, only 1 6, so it's 7 rerolls. And Chris went on brace for impact, so my chances are even slimmer. So there's another 6, and that's the second.
I did not brace,
Okay.
so that does 2 damage.
Let's see if it's a critical on a 6. No.
It's down to 5 wounds.
So nothing much happened. All I've got left are the torpedoes into him. 2 torpedoes, so you've got dice for your
2 turrets for the rapid strike vessel.
Yeah.
1 is down, the other one needs to roll against the armor.
So on a 5, I remove this. On a 5, no, nothing happened. Oh, the ships I wanted to kill first are nearly full strength. 3 out of 4 escorts remaining. So another below average phase. My 6th turn wasted.
Alright, my strike cruiser tries to fire its weapon batteries and bombardment cannon into the Infidel Raider.
I think I won't brace for impact. Yeah, so you've only done 1 debris. Maybe I'm able to finally kill off one of them in the end.
And then we have the single rapid strike vessel firing its...
And this one will do
weapon
brace
battery.
for impact. Let's see if I get it. No, way too high. Yeah.
The battery does fail. The lance does hit.
That's 1 debris. Then you've got
The strike cruiser attempting its weapon battery fire.
Yeah.
Does hit.
second one.
Bombardment cannon also hits. It will take damage.
Yeah.
Also, bombardment cannons do criticals on 4+. It does become a critical.
Yeah. So we are down to 6.
The critical result is a 6.
And
Critical hit number 6 is a engine room damage, which causes an extra damage.
okay. So we're
And
down to 5.
You will not be able to make turns until you repair it.
Okay.
So that's the strike cruiser done. And then we got our...
But now they're shooting through. No. On 5s.
Yep. Another damage.
Yeah.
And then the lances.
Okay, 3 more damage
3
points.
more damage
Now
points.
it's down to 2, and you can roll if you've got more criticals.
No.
No.
No more criticals.
So, technically I have 2 repair crews left, but because of brace for impact, I've got only 1 repair crew left.
Yep.
Although I didn't get brace for impact, but I had it in my last turn, I think.
You're still under. You can still try to roll. If you're still under brace for impact, you can try to roll against the 3 damage I did.
Oh no, this is because it was their last round. This time I didn't get it.
Okay.
So result is fine. It's down to 2, and I've got 1, but I'm not sure if I've got 1 or 2 repair crews. Okay, and that's the end of your 6th turn, and I'll try to repair on a 4+. Oh, no, on 6s. Okay. No luck, so no turning. Okay, we're back after my 5th movement, and if I don't do any damage this turn, I'll probably surrender. Okay, as you can see, I managed to give a reload order. So we've got 2 torpedoes together with 1 battery shot into them. I did a reload over there, so I succeeded finally in the end, short before dying, to do some bombers and fighters in the end. Okay.
So it's actually just 1 square of bomber empire.
And then this one advanced and will try his luck on this one, and he's got lock on, but only 6 shots because of the distance and stuff like that on the capital ship out of its 16 dice. So it was a great disappointment. I think I won't take, what is it called?
Carnage.
A Carnage again, because the battery fire didn't do any real damage. All of the frigates are still flying around. I think I need more small ones or more lenses. But let's see. Okay, let's start over there. We've got 1 6+ shot into the rear of the damaged. No. And we've got 1 lens on a 4. No. Ah, it starts bad. So we've got here our 6 dice lock on into him. We already damaged 1, and we can re-roll all 6 of them against his 2 shields. Not a single 6. Wow, okay, nothing happened. Cool. And now we've only got this one against the cruiser, but he's only got 1 shield on 6s, 1 6, so the lens might come through, and this one didn't brace for impact. 1 is through, and on a 6 it's so both of you are down to 4. On a 6, no, it's not a critical. And then we've only got this one left. 5 into him on a 5, no. And then we've got next phase our torpedoes left, 2 into him. You've got 1 or 2 dice.
2 turrets.
Okay.
Nope, they both make contact, so you may try to kill it. 5s.
2 on 5s.
Yep,
yeah.
you killed it.
Finally, in the end, at least this one is gone, but I suffered horrific wounds with my cruiser because of the escorts tailing me. Okay, and now I've only got these left, so where could I do a lot of damage? Well, I think if I go over there, you'll shoot both of them, so I'll try to get into...
Take the other escort, yeah. Okay, yeah, das meine.
This one. Okay, so my fighters are dead because...
No, they're not dead.
Okay.
They're dead if I shoot them down, which I don't. So in this case, they cannot do damage, but they will suppress the turret, which means you roll a d6 for the bombers, and there's no modifiers to that d6.
Okay.
That's the amount of hits that you roll.
Hope for a high 1.
That sucks. But you can try to damage it. On a 5, you hit.
Okay. No.
No. And then they return to their ship.
We can remove all of them. Wow.
That was bad rolling.
Well, and that's the end of my 7th.
You can try to repair the damage to your engine bay, and you need to remove blast
Here's
markers.
1. No.
And 6 blast markers.
4. So it's 2, 3. I want them because of him, and maybe the one over there. 4.
Okay. So, Space Marines in turn 7. I need to put in a brand new special order which I've never used before, which is Burning Retros. Otherwise, the two Nova escorts would have overshot their intended target. So in this case, they were able to slow down to get a good fighting position to shoot them into their behind. The strike cruiser moved forward a little bit, is under 15 centimeters of range and therefore can fire all of its weapon with full effect onto a closing target. So that should hurt. The second strike cruiser I have is still under the influence from Brace for Impact, so it does not have that many dice, but I'm trying to shoot the 2 dice that I get into the idolator. I did pass my leadership test in order to pick him as the target instead of the way closer Infidel Raider. So let's try him first. I'm trying to shoot the battery, which takes away the shield, and then I do not hit with my bombardment cannon, so it's only taking away the shield, so he survives. Then over here we got the Novas, first with the battery, it does not hit, and then with the lance, it does hit and takes away the 1 remaining shield, since the shields are halved for being a crippled capital ship. And then we have the firepower from the 4 batteries. On 5s. Oh, that's 4 hits.
Okay, and I roll 4 times.
Yeah, because you're on Brace for Impact.
Force, but I think this won't work. 3 hits and then it's down.
Yeah. So the bombardment cannons miss because the capital ship is gone.
Yeah.
The question is, what is our epic explosion result? Let's see. A 3. That's not much. What does a 3 do? A 3 is a drifting Hulk, which is kind of boring. We had that many times before. It's not really very spectacular. And then I got my 2 Thunderhawks squadrons, which I'm only going to fly up a little bit, let's say midfield, hopefully blocking off the escorts that are still flying around. And that is it. We do remove blast markers. Remove 6 of them. So I'm going to remove this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then I need to remove another one. Yeah, let's take this one. And that is it for my turn 7.
Okay, we are back after turn 7. After Chris' 7th turn, I surrendered. Congratulations to your victory.
Thank you.
Well, this mission was interesting. In the beginning, I thought it's okay, I could get towards the edge and flee from the other ships. I was kind of lucky to have all of my remaining ships, the rescue fleet, kind of flank marching Chris' army, but then it was incredibly bad rolling. Technically, after this flank march or surprise assault, all or most of the escorts should have been killed, but I think there was only one of them dead. And from then on, I wasn't lucky with leadership, which was between 7 and 8. So it was up to 8 and 9. But even the single case where I failed to get Brace for Impact with the cruiser carrying the fighters, suffered 3 hits in a single turn. So I'm lucky that 3 ships were left after 7 turns. But the scenario itself is really interesting. I've already told Chris that I don't like torpedoes because you have to spend lots of your, as well as the carriers, orders on reloading. I prefer lances, they were great. Don't have to reload, always hit on 4+. And this time I was really happy to see some of the escorts survive. The cruisers are kind of a problem to play for me, because I've not had these situations where I benefited from a range of 60 centimeters and they didn't deal fatal wounds.
Yeah, well, for the conclusion of the Space Marines in this game, what was surprising was that I spent the first 2 turns doing nothing else but trying to accelerate, to even get something into range to shoot at the Devastation Cruiser, which was the target that I was trying to stop in this scenario. It took me 7 turns, and basically the combined firepower of all the ships I had to even destroy the ship that I was pursuing for 7 turns. Yes, Marcus gave up after 7 turns, and if you look at it, it was 675 points of chaos versus only 495 points of Space Marines, and it looks like there was not a lot of damage done to the Space Marines, but the reality is both cruisers were down to 4 wounds, 1 more hit on either one of them, and you would have crippled the cruisers. And also that I didn't kill the escorts despite trying it in several turns. They were forcing brace for impact onto my 2 cruisers for almost half of the entire 7 turns we played. So me being on brace for impact, I see it a little differently. I think the large cruisers from Chaos, even if the weapon batteries seem to do not a lot of damage, especially against the Space Marines' high armor value of 6, which is unlike any other ship in the entire game, I think you did a lot of suppression. Even it did not cause damage. It kept me from launching Thunderhawks for 3 turns, and it halved my firepower, which has only a range of 30 centimeters. So if you would have kept the cruisers out of my 30 centimeter range, I could have never returned fire. The entire game, I could have never shot back once. If you would have navigated a little more, I would say, keeping the distance. You know, I think the sweet spot is something between a little over 30 centimeters and less than 45. Because then you could have always fired upon me, but I could have never ever fired back. And where the Space Marines are really better than any other ship in the game is when I'm close up onto my target, because I can make 90-degree angle turns, so I am very maneuverable in comparison to most of the other races. Maybe not in comparison to Elder, that remains to be seen in the future. But yeah, I think playing Chaos, which I will try against your Elder in the future, needs to utilize a bit of a different strategy to be successful. I'm not saying that you're playing them wrong or something, because for that I'm really lacking the experience, but it's my perception. Okay, so maybe when I play them, maybe I try to play them differently than you do, and maybe that's more successful. We will see. But yeah, it looks like I had an easy win here, but to me it did not really feel that easy. A lot of reduced firepower, a lot of time not even in range, and yeah, 7 turns to kill that 1 cruiser, which I was following. You know, for the first 2 turns you could not even use it because I was in its back and you have no weapons in the rear arc. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next scenario though. Maybe we will increase the points a little bit, maybe to something like 600 or 650 or maybe 700 points. So just we can try a couple of new ships that we haven't used yet.
And I really enjoyed having some escorts. To benefit from the longer range of Chaos seems highly complicated to me, because whenever I stay, I'd like to remain 40 centimeters away. I think I'll watch you butcher my escorts while out of my 16 dice only 1 might hit. But maybe we'll try it one day. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you've got any comments concerning the rules or just want to say thanks for recording a video, please feel free to do so. Bye!
Bye!